Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David, always having a great time in studio with my good friend and my great pal talking about the stock market. If you happen to miss 2 tickets for the investing class, call 952-814-4410. You're also going to receive the Crypto Foundations class when you attend, 952-814-4410. You can also text the word INVEST to the number 484848. If you're just tuning in, Al was shedding some light on how the financial markets works, but how we can't control what happens in them. What we can control is how we respond to the market and hopefully anticipating market moves. Had a great week this week. We had a huge down day, especially starting out on Thursday,
Right.
which is a great opportunity. So, Alan, you wanted to kind of get into in this segment here a secret. You have secrets, and you have a lot of them, and they're always pretty good. But you have the secret to investing, and I'm wondering, what the heck are you talking about? There is a secret, but what is that secret, Al?
Well, you know what? I'm going to hold off on that for just a minute.
Talk
and
about
just,
a teaser,
just
huh?
A little
Jeez,
cliffhanger
I'm
there.
so nervous.
But what I wanted to say is actually something that you mentioned in that first segment. You mentioned buying low and selling high. The institutions, the smart money, Wall Street, they have kind of mastered that. They know how to buy low because they know what the true value of something is, and they know how to sell high because they know when something is overvalued. Now, they control about 90% of market activity. So if the institutions are buying low, who do you think they're selling to?
The public.
They're selling to the public. So that means the public is buying low, buying high. I'm sorry, they're
I think
selling
we
high.
messed it up.
Let me
They're
start that
selling
over
high.
again.
Start over.
Okay, so the institutions, if they're buying low, they have to have somebody willing to sell to them. So the public is selling low to the institutions that are
You're right.
buying low.
It's just the opposite. So
Let's go back.
let's keep going. Let's play it. This is a great time. So start over there.
Okay, so the institutions buy low. We know that. They know how to do that. And if the institutions are buying low and they control about 90% of the activity in the markets, somebody has to be willing to sell to them, basically selling low.
You're right.
Who do you think that is?
That's the public.
That's the public, the retail traders. Conversely, if the institutions know when something is overvalued, so they're selling high, somebody has to buy from them. Again, that's the public.
And the
What are
public
they
is
doing?
buying high.
They are buying high, doing exactly the opposite. And to be honest with you, the institutions can manipulate the markets to kind of fool people into thinking that this is a right time, a good time for them to buy or a good time to sell.
There's traps that they set.
Yeah, I talked before about the pump and dump and the other one, the poop and scoop.
I never heard that one, but that's a good
Well,
one.
that's basically where they will denigrate something. They'll come out because they know people react to fear. So if they can kind of create that false sense of fear out there, and where fear really is, it's false evidence appearing real.
Okay.
And that means that the people will start selling when they shouldn't be selling. They should be buying right along with the institution. So that's the probably the bottom line with the proper education, the proper knowledge is knowing how to follow those smart money people, the Wall Street traders, the big institutions.
And that goes back to what we were talking about in the first segment of following those footprints,
Yep.
where those banks are buying and where those banks are selling,
Yep.
so we can trade like that.
Yeah, the great thing for us is that they do leave footprints. It's just you have to have the knowledge of being able to identify where that is and when that's going to happen on a price chart.
So
now,
go ahead. What do you do to help people to understand that?
well, that's all part of the knowledge that building. Like I said, you have a portfolio put together like you build a house with the basic financial strategy, investment strategy, which really is going to time the changes in price. That's really where you follow the
Anticipate.
institutions, right? But then you have to know how to use the right assets and strategies for you. So let me get back to the secret. The secret
I've been waiting
to
for this.
investing, and it's not just me. A lot of people know who John Bogle is, Jack Bogle. He started Vanguard Mutual Funds. And this is what Jack and I believe. The secret is there is no secret.
There you go.
The unfortunate thing is people go to seminars, they will look at YouTube, read books, buy CDs, subscribe to newsletters, basically teaching one strategy. And a lot of times that is kind of touted as the secret. This is the secret to investing. Even some wild claims like, before hidden secret that the wealthy have used is now available to the public. All those things, everything is known out there. But the key is there isn't one size that fits all. Everybody is unique, and you have different goals, different aspirations, different needs, and that really has to be specified. That has to be specific to you and to your personality. And the good news is that there is at least one specific strategy and asset that's right for you. It may be totally different for your next door neighbor. But most financial education sources out there really are based on that one size fits all strategy.
Yeah, I think that was a great way of kind of bringing that teaser of, there's a secret to trade and investing, because a lot of people think, oh, what is the secret sauce? What is that new trade tip or that stock tip that I'm going to get for my friend, right? Think of it this way. Everybody has, the grandma has the best cooking out there. Grandma always has the best pies, the best food, and there's always special recipe that grandma has.
Right.
Really, we think it's a special thing because we just don't know the recipe. Grandma, it's a normal thing for her.
Lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge. Grandma knows how to do it. She can just throw some salt and some sugar. That probably not together, but she knows how to put the right ingredients for whatever she is making. Right. And that's the same thing with trading and investing. You need the proper ingredients, the proper strategy, like a core strategy. Online Trading Academy has a core strategy, which is designed to teach you to make better investing decisions, just like grandma's famous pie.
Yeah, it really is following a recipe. And that's kind of the same thing that we do in the financial world. We put together a recipe for you based on knowledge and skills to use that knowledge.
Yep. So callers 1 through 10, I want to invite you to an investing class, not to find the secret recipe, but to find a core strategy.
Yeah, you can bring a recipe with if you want.
Yeah, we do like to eat around here. Online Eating Academy. So callers 1 through 10, I want to invite you to this class. Al teaches these, gets into some of the different techniques and strategies that the institutions use that are also available to us, the public. So callers 1 through 10, you're going to receive 2 tickets. You're also going to receive the Crypto Foundations class. If you want to know more about cryptocurrency, that is that class. You're going to receive that when you attend. Call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. So you mentioned a recipe, right? You have to have the right recipe for whatever you're going to bake or whatever you're going to cook for dinner. And you have to have a proper recipe in trading and investing as well, which includes, I should say, the proper assets. We talk a lot about the stock market. We kick the show off. The stock market had a great week, particularly in all-time highs, but we had a great down week on Thursday, which is phenomenal for investors that know how to benefit in a down market. There's other assets that are available as well, especially for people that are looking for income potential. Because, the fact of the matter is Americans, us in Minnesota here, Minnesotans are even starving for income. So they need more. They want more income potential by using the markets. What are some of those asset classes that a lot of people really love to use that have leverage, but also might be open after your working hours?
Yeah, well, that it's really important, the proper asset, the proper strategies for you. And one of the things that we start out with our students is really just finding out more about them. We want to know what you want your future to look like so we can help you identify how to get there. And the important thing is, number one, you have to identify where there is. What do you want your future to look like? And it may be different for different people. There are some people that, I think I've used this analogy before. Some people want to buy a yacht and sail around the world. Some people want to buy a kayak and sail around or just paddle around Lake Harriet. Those require different amounts of money to do that. In investing and trading, just look at what you need. What are your goals? But it's going to be unique to you, specific to you. And that might mean that one person is using one asset class, another one that may not be appropriate for us. So it's important. Again, the knowledge, it should be there to help identify what is appropriate for you. For some people that are looking for short-term cash, something to help them with their current situation, and that is not going to be best suited or best.
Well, basically, everybody's going to have a different objective based on what they want to do, right?
Yeah. But it may not be best achieved with a long-term strategy. The short-term needs may not be appropriately achieved with long-term strategies, which most people are in. So how do you address this? How do you address the short-term needs? There are assets that are short-term trading vehicles that we talk about in these classes. They may be things that you aren't familiar with or maybe even haven't heard of, like the futures market, the foreign exchange market, the Forex market, or the options market. And the reason that we identified those assets is that they may be the most appropriate for you. Maybe stocks are the best for you. Maybe bonds are the best for you. But the important thing is to identify where you want to go in the future, where you want to be in the future, and then plug in the right asset to help you get there. Don't worry about not knowing about these things. Again, it's what we do is provide knowledge, and we provide knowledge that is specific to each individual. So everything is customized. The plan that you have is customized. The education path that you follow is customized to you. And the important thing to remember is this: everybody has one thing in common, and that's that they are all responsible for where they are and where they will end up financially. You can give your money to a financial advisor, but in the end, the responsibility for what you have is yours. You cannot call a financial advisor after you retire and say, "Hey, I don't have as much money as you told me I was going to have. You have to make up the difference." They're not going to do that. You have to take that responsibility, which might mean just learning a little bit more about the market. For some people, having a better understanding is all they need. For some people, using an asset to help them increase the returns that they get, to help them you be able to achieve, financial security. Those are all things that maybe you have to start doing something different to achieve. And the education, the knowledge is there. I mean, there's sources that are available. We believe that we're probably the best source because we provide not only the knowledge, but we help you in an ongoing way to build skills to use that knowledge and then to make changes. Because as your life progresses, as your financial situation progresses, maybe you're just starting out on a job. Eventually, you're going to get promoted. Eventually, you'll be making more money, and so your needs grow, your financial needs grow, and so should the type of investments, the type of financial strategies you're using. Those should grow with you also. So it might mean learning different things over time. So you want to have a source of being able to get those different assets and those different strategies as you need them.
Yeah, and the great thing about, say, the futures market and the Forex market is a lot of our listeners probably work during the day. They're available
Right.
24 hours a day. Doesn't mean you have to trade them 24 hours a day. It means that you can dictate when and where, as long as you have internet connection, where you trade them. So if you work during the day, you have the opportunity in the evening. You have leverage. Basically, you have purchase power. So essentially what that means is you can take a smaller amount of capital and control a much larger asset. You're getting more bang for your buck, and everybody wants more bang for their buck. The futures market and the Forex market is probably the best places to do that, so you're more capital efficient. But you have to have the proper knowledge. Al, you teach a lot of the people, what the knowledge is, what you need to understand for those skills. But everybody has a different outlook on what they want to achieve, right? Everybody has different goals. Everybody has a future. What does that look like for you specifically? That may be a little bit different than your friend. So you need a strategy that's unique for you. As my good friend Ron Burgundy once said, unique New York. So colors 1 through 10, I want to invite you to an investing class that Al teaches right here in Bloomington. Gets into those different techniques and those strategies for different types of investing. Say you're in your working years, what might you need during that period of your time? Also during retirement ages, what may you need for that for income potential during those retirement years? Because if you think about it, once you retire, your income has stopped. You are now unemployed. That's probably one of the most important times to be able to understand how to utilize the market for income potential. So callers 1 through 10, call 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets. You're also going to receive the Crypto Foundations course. There's a couple topics in there. There's 5 steps of transaction, how cryptocurrency actually works. Everybody has heard of blockchain technology, what that really means and how that works as well. Call 952-814-4410. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848, and you'll receive a link to register for this free class. Plus, they're in Bloomington. Al, what do you got coming up next?
Well, let's talk about how to make sure you are prepared for So let's talk about how to make sure you are prepared for a financially secure retirement.
how to prepare to be secure during retirement. Coming up next might be some different techniques and strategies you may have not have heard about. Once again, for 2 tickets for the investing class plus the free crypto class, 952-814-4410. This is Josh and Al, Investing with Confidence. We'll be right back.